finally made it. It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
You have to aim for the bright area on their back.
Armor won't save you.
Air thrust. Go for the weak point.
Reload. Hurricane.
There you go. Go right outside. Air thrust. Mega ray. Talon storm.
Take this!
The picture of fury.
Tornado. Raging
Rising Wyvern!
instant.
Take this!
Will this help? Into the wind.
What's this?
Here. Healing
Watch out,
circle.
it's showtime. Watch it.
Into the shadow. All right. It's just mega ray. Air thrust. Will this help? Lightning condemned. Thunder. Healing circle.
Take this!
What a
Enough
relief.
done!
Rip it. I'm sorry to be a bother. We've all got enough on us.
Arch steel.
Yes, ma'am.
Lightning
Watch
condemned.
out.
Enough done!
Cover the tower.
Now you see what I can.
Here's a
Here I come!
Thunder.
Now I'm in the groove.
None shall escape my judgment.
You picked the wrong fight!
Supernova. Raging cascade.
Orochi's Fury!
Steel storm. Get out of there with the
Well
arrow.
done!
I'm impressed.
Take this!
All good.
Void Flash! Strike!
Where are you going?
Crush!
Just what the doctor ordered.
Super Swallow
Glacier
Game!
lightning.
You're mine!
Here's the evil. Get down.
I'm not done!
Ready and ready.
Orochi's Fury!
Sleep now.
Armor won't save you.
Let's get you all tucked away. Lunar corruption. Lunar
It's
ray.
done!
Shining
No, you can't.
supernova. Glimmer
Light gate.
annihilation. Up and
Burn
out.
in
Let's
hell.
go. Lightning.
Take this.
Now I'm in the groove.
Here, let me
Void
help.
Flash! I'm not done!
Hurricane. Let's tear 'em up.
It's over!
Talon storm.
Lunar corruption.
Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Here I come!
Field.
Tectonic punch.
Raging cascade. Annihilation.
Strike!
Fresh.
No armor can stop me.
Remind me to stay on your good The enemy is going all out.
This one's all mine!
Blow away.
Cyan instant.
You're not
Something big.
Try and dodge.
Fury!
Can't get out of this.
Rising Wyvern! Void Flash!
Yeah.
Stay away from my friend!
I'm ready. Raging
You'll finish
cascade.
burn in hell!
I'll bring
This
this
one
up
keeps
from
charging
down
us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
It looks like you got this recovered.
Luna Rondo!
They'll pay
I
for
never miss.
You're mine!
Lightning orb. Here's a
Orochi's
healing orb.
Fury.
One at a time.
Okay, here I go!
By the power of there with the others. Annihilate. More where that came from. I'll heal you all.
I'm on a roll now. I can carve through armor.
Rising Wyvern! This one's all mine! Burn!
Here you go. Oh, now you're talking. Nothing gets by me.
Lunar blast. Got it.
Now I'm in the groove.
Now's our chance.
You're finished!
Super
You're mine!
Lunar corruption.
Talon Hurricane.
Gemini Aqua.
Eagle Fly.
Annihilation. Daylight darkening. Reload.
Ready and rare. Tectonic punch.
Falling behind!
Looks like this one's mine.
Like hell it is!
They're not playing around.
I can carve through armor.
Annihilation.
Eat this.
This one's all mine! It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out.
Fury!
Lightning orb.
You're mine!
That's enough.
Orochi's Fury! You picked the wrong fight!
Dance in the
Take
wind.
this!
Air
Orochi's Fury!
Light avalanche. Raging cascade.
Rising
Lunar
Wyvern.
blast. Fresh.
I'm not done!
Hurricane.
I'll heal you all.
Void Flash! It's over!
Healing circle.
These fists have got your name on them.
Thanks!
Hey, let's go. See that you don't get in trouble again. Ice Tornado!
Here, let me help.
now!
First aid!
Armor won't save you!
Ready to go!
Get into the wind! Reload! I never miss! Please
Prepare
now!
to be sealed!
This'll come in handy!
Take this! I'm just getting started!
Lightning
Here I
is
come!
Big blast!
Rising Nova! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Whew! I don't sense any more enemies.
Okay. Okay.
Seriously?
Well,
What the? bad feeling about this.
Rising Wyvern!
Glacial
I'm not
Spear.
done!
Here's evil.
How about this? Soaring Link Spear!
I don't want you, Astro.
Strike! Watch it! Damn it!
Lunar Corruption.
Take this!
Smash you!
Strike!
Seminar Aqua.
Orochi
Energy
Fury!
Cascade.
Prepare to be seared. I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dohalim, this one's got your name on it.
Action to action!
Here's a healing. Firmament
Take
Render.
this! Here you go! Rising Wyvern! You're mine!
Rip and tear! That's freaking
Lunar
does it!
Rondo!
Do it.
Void Blast!
Light Astro
Strike!
Energy.
It's over! Take off! Here I come!
Here, let me
No
help.
escape! I'm
Raging
not done!
Cascade.
Not today!
Lunar Corruption.
Take this!
In here.
Orochi Fury! You're mine!
Oh,
No further!
here's a healing
You're
ritual.
mine! Orochi Fury! Rising
Never
Wyvern!
fit.
You're mine!
Rip and tear!
Strike! Void
I'll
Blast!
heal you all.
Rising Falcon!
Here's a healing
Eagle
Take this! Orochi Fury!
I can carve through armor!
Blah, blah, blah.
Rising Wyvern!
I'll finish you here
Here
and
I
now!
come! No escape!
Firmament Render.
You're
Here's
mine!
a healing arc.
Orochi Fury!
These fists have got your name on them!
One more.
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here.
Storm! I'm not done! Prepare to be sealed! Burn in hell! You're mine! Orochi Fury!
Let me help. Seal.
Dragon Shell!
You all come
Orochi Fury! You're mine!
back into the
Lunar Rondo! Rising Falcon!
air thrust.
You're finished!
Burning.
Here I come!
Glacial Spear.
Orochi
Here's the
Fury!
evil.
Rising
Let
Wyvern!
the marksman hit. Do it.
Oh! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
What a relief!
Orochi's Fury!
Anything in armor is all
Flew
mine!
away!
Will this help? Watch it! Talon Hurricane!
Healing.
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Too slow!
Orochi's Fury!
Talon Hurricane!
Double
Eagle
Demon
Fire! There you go! I feel like me again!
Supernova.
Eagle Fire roll now!
Photon Blast.
Talon Hurricane!
Now. Astral Energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done. Annihilation.
Rising Wyvern! Ignite!
Burning.
Eagle Fire!
Shining Supernova.
Here's the move!
I'll end you! I'm just getting started!
Dance in the wind.
Off my focus!
Seal.
Orochi's Fury!
Get out of there with the others.
Sonic Strike.
Firmament Render. I'm out of ammo.
Eat this!
Blast
Come
Down!
and get it! I'm on it!
Mega Ray. It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire. Here's a healing arc.
Here I come! Bravo!
I'm taking too much damage.
Here I come!
You're
You're mine! It's done!
Now I'm in the deep!
Burn in hell!
Take this! Eat
Here I
this!
come!
I'll heal you all.
Orochi's Fury!
Hurricane!
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Where are you going?
Void Blast! Lunar Rondo!
There you go.
Orochi Fury!
Feel like me again!
Rising
Now you
Wyvern!
see what I can... I'll finish you
Here
here
I
and
come.
now!
Lightning orb.
Rising Falcon!
Lightning conduct. Healing
Orochi
orb.
Fury!
Eagle... I'm sorry for your father.
We've all got
Rising
enough of
Wyvern!
it.
Yes, ma'am.
Render.
You're mine!
Here, let me help.
Raining coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll finish you here and now!
Take this! Ignite!
Lunar corruption.
Take this!
Lunar Blast!
Orochi's Fury!
Flying Streak!
Super Swallow
Rising
Dance!
Wyvern!
Talon Storm! Lunar Rondo! Prepare to be sealed!
Eagle
Fire! Take this!
Into the shadows!
Orochi's Fury!
Lightning Collider!
Shattering the pieces!
Dance in the wind! Healing Circle!
Let loose!
Did you just hear me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
Armor won't save you!
Orochi's Fury!
Can't get out of this!
This
These
one's all
sticks have
mine.
got your name on them!
Right!
Surfing Knuckle! Eagle Fly! I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning Reflexes! Tenebrous Claw!
Lightning
I'm on it.
Condemn!
Talon
Thunder Blade!
Here I come!
Healing Circle!
Now let loose!
Dominating Ranger!
Glacial Spear.
Pierce Evil!
I really owe you one.
Talon Hurricane!
Blazer!
Azure Storm!
Eagle, I'll finish you here and now!
Freezing
Destruction!
Storm!
Tectonic
Listen!
Force!
First strike!
This isn't ideal.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming Wildfire! I'll heal you all!
No escape!
Healing Breath!
Stay away from my friend!
Sweet now!
Take this!
Orochi's
Orochi's Fury!
I'll bring you back to this! Alright, it's done! Lunar Blast! Watch and don't
Take this! Time to let it rip! Take this! It's on! Raining Slash!
Swallow Dance!
not
Freaking
feeling
does
so
it!
great.
Go down!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Dance in the wind!
Focus, Rinwell. If you can't rely on yourself,
Don't be a martyr. You've got all your friends.
thanks.
Sealed!
Ignite!
Light after lightning!
I'd let you all down.
Showtime!
Give me. It's mine.
Orochi's Fury!
Denied!
Soul with light! You're mine!
That's unfit!
Orochi's
Can't
Fury!
get out of this! Tiger Blade! Swallow
Here I
Dance!
come!
Not my finest.
Lunar Rondo!
Elusive Deity!
Strike!
From beyond! Imbue
You're
his
mine!
piercing roar! Not like this!
I couldn't make it in time.
Orochi's Fury!
From beyond! Imbue this vanquished soul with light!
Orochi's Fury!
From beyond!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
From beyond! Imbue this vanquished soul with... I'll smash you! From
Take
beyond!
this!
Imbue this
Orochi's
vanquished soul
Fury!
with light!
I've used too much.
Rising Wyvern!
Another incantation ruined.
Lunar Rondo!
I'd let you all down.
Orochi's... You pay for that!
Much obliged.
Orochi's Fury!
Tiger Blade!
Rising Wyvern! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
You're mine!
Falling Storm!
Swallow Blade!
Serpent! The abyssal clear for us to pass!
Swallow Blade!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Right up the
Here I come!
I'm
Orochi's Fury!
Negative gate!
Guardian
Resurrect the
Seal!
earth! Stalagmite!
It's in your hands now.
It's on! Orochi's Fury! Burn in hell! Here I come! Orochi's Fury!
Piercing Roar!
Rising Wyvern! Void Slash! You're mine! Lunar Rondo!
Far enough!
Orochi's Fury!
Crescent Moon!
You're mine! No escape!
This one's
Rising
mine.
Wyvern! Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Ray!
You're
Glorious
finished!
Howl!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
You're mine!
I'm gone!
Here I
in.
come! Orochi's Fury! It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Water Snake Wing!
Blue Escape! Lunar Rondo! Strike!
This one's mine! This one's mine!
Blue
This
Escape!
one's mine!
Orochi's Fury! Orochi's Fury! Orochi's Fury! Orochi's Fury!
Swampy!
You're mine! I'm not... You're mine! Orochi's Fury! Strike! Here I come! Orochi's Fury! Take this! You're finished! It's on! You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! Orochi's Fury! Here I come! Strike! Void Blast! Rising! You're finished! Come! Blue Escape! Blew away!
I think Hootle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Hi, Hootle! None can escape my judgment!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Gusty nail!
Orochi's Fury!
Hurricane!
If they rush you, you gotta cut your cover, okay? Do it!
Void Small! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over...
Stop memorizing my move!
Hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo. 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 Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo.
I won't forgive you!
Orochi's Fury!
Armor won't save you!
Rising Wyvern! We turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right, no time to hold back.
Brett! Dance in the wind!
It's over! Blew away!
Hey! Hootle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
No backing down!
Orochi's Fury!
Fine!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for! Get behind me! Kitara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
I'll take you all off!
Here comes into the shadows!
Strike! Void Blast!
We're in the home stretch, guys!
What she said, eyes on the prize.
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? There we go. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
Reel it in. Anybody could reel in that.
You sure know what you're doing.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can...
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect... It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
I'll see you again tomorrow. Well, off we go. Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Looks like we made it here in one piece. A fish! You saw it too, right? All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
You finally made it.
There's something in the water.
Oh! I didn't think I'd catch something this big.
Stars above! That's gotta be a new record.
Ha! I've got something. She's got a good size to her, all told.
We can make a real feast out of this bad boy.
We've reached our destination.
Ow!
Take this!
Lightning color!
It's over!
We're in the home stretch, guys.
What she said. Eyes on the prize.
That focus goes double for these ones can run rings around us.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Little help!
Rising Wyvern!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your
You
eyes
make
off the
quick work
prize.
of them.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Just pointing it out.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
There's something in the water.
Ha! Reel it in. That's not a fish I see often.
I don't recognize that fish. Is it okay to eat?
Reel it in. I'll catch something bigger next time.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
I've got something. Looks like I hooked a pretty rare fish.
There certainly are a wide array of fish on Dana.
Ha! I've got a good feeling about this one. This fish is way bigger than I was expecting.
You tamed a real beast.
It's all the owls we found. I guess this was their way of thanking us for finding them.
It looks like they're grouping up by color. Is that a thing?
Actually, the color of Dan and Owl's feathers is based on their maturity and their astral energy element. So maybe they stick to certain groups even if they all belong to the same kingdom.
Then I guess that means we can tell just how many owls we found in each domain.
They seem to be saying something.
Maybe they're thanking us for finding their buddies. Then again, maybe they're telling us that we have more owls to find.
I think the Queen is protesting that they shouldn't put undue pressure on us.
Maybe he's arguing back that we're the only ones they can actually turn to?
Right. Which is why the Queen is worried about sowing any ill will with us.
We'll do our best, so don't worry, I think.
Can you understand them?
Of course not. I'm just inferring. For some reason, when I hear them talk, that's just what I imagine them saying.
Oh, well, I think you're pretty close to the mark at least.
Well, don't worry about it. We're not breaking our backs over this. I think that was a thank you.
Seems like it, from both of them.
Hootle seems happy with this. Isn't that nice, Rinwell?
Huh? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
A fish! You saw it too, right?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Ow! Rising Wyvern! Throw it! That freaking does it! Strike! Force Blast! Rising Falcon!
I'm also good with airborne attacks.
Orochi Fury!
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
Nothing new about that.
And still as humble as ever.
Take this!
I'm on. Do it!
Raining Slash!
Air thrust!
The heavens must be smiling. All right.
There's nowhere to run from my arts.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Now one of... Can't get out of this!
Air thrust!
You're mine! Orochi Fury!
Prepare to be sealed!
Raging Cascade!
I'll finish you here and now! In a bind? Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, that sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
Escape! Rising Falcon!
Take this!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
I'm only getting forward!
Powered Hurricane!
Mega Ray!
Take this!
No escape!
Supernova! Raging
I'm not
Cascade!
done!
Searing Flare!
You require
Reload! Dance in the
No
wind!
further!
There! Air thrust! Mega Astro...
Now we're not...
Raging Cascade! In here!
Rising Wyvern! Point Blast! I'm not...
Take this!
Blah, blah,
It's
blah,
over.
magic!
I'm on!
Instant!
Do it! Move it! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well done!
You're mine!
Powered hurricane!
Strike!
Now!
Die!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever...
Take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danan history, just make sure you're careful with it.
But of course. That tread...
We can really make weapons with this?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Gotta break through! Take this! Orochi Fury! Oh, damn!
Flame of Fury!
Blow away!
Airborne beast!
My spec! Here I come!
Freeze Lancer!
We got fires!
I've got this! Let us mark it in hand!
All yours!
These fists have got your name on them!
Rising Wyvern!
Do it! Sure! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one!
Already on it!
Sleep now!
Rising Wyvern!
I can handle it! Now!
Go away! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
You picked the wrong fight!
They got me
Raging Cascade! Ready! Target the two of the earth! Escape my
Rondo!
You airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Astro Art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me!
Rising Falcon!
We are freaking invincible!
Falcon and the others truly are strong!
What about me?
Rising Wyvern!
Do it!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this! Eagle Ride!
Blow away!
I I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you.
Pow! Hey, when did I get so popular?
Lightning orb! Not in your dreams!
You make quick work of us!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off.
Raining Slash! I'm not done now! Dragon Swarm! Do it! I can handle it! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
I can feel my precision improving. Let's dispose of the trash.
Raining Slash! Eternal Devastation! I'm not done! I'm on! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
This one's mine! Lightning
Pull it away!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I'm even stronger than before.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
In a bind? Take this! First strike! I can carve through armor!
Lunar corruption!
Blow away!
Lightning contempt!
Damn it!
Pierce evil!
Ignite! Talon Hurricane!
I wish I could grow like you, Law.
You wish to learn my secrets, young Nelson?
Yes, Master. Please, teach me the art of defense.
You want Grandmaster Kisara for that. Rising Wiper!
Annihilation!
Struck!
Lunar ray! This
Lunar
one's
Rogum!
mine!
Hurricane!
Photon
Here I come!
Raging cascade! Leave the enemy's arts to me!
Go! I give no complaints here! You're finished! Here I come!
Do it!
Strike! It's gone! Orochi Fury! Ready and raring! Eat this! Now I'm in!
Well then, let's keep moving.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything or...
I won't forgive you!
Here I come! I'm not done! Eternal devastation!
Sleep now! Here's a healing art! May a thousand gales tear you to
Rising
shreds!
Falcon! Orochi Fury!
Ready!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Here I come!
Now!
Thoroughly! In an instant! Impact Cross!
That extra training paid off.
Right, here goes! Rising Wiper! I'm not done! Void Flash! Gerda! You're finished! Take this! Lunar Escape! Rising Wiper! Soaring Light Spear! Slice!
We got the advantage.
Good. We just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause Raw's on.
Raging cascade!
Rumble! Strike!
Do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
I sure have built up a sweat for this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed.
Go no further!
Total devastation! Eat this! Not today!
Where are you going? If it's in the sky, it's mine!
We're cleaning house!
Let me take the rest of it.
Wow, someone's feeling lively.
Thanks! You're mine!
So those are Dan and Astral Arts.
Something you want to say?
Not so long as you keep them pointed toward the enemy.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
No choice!
You got it.
You're mine! Burn in hell!
That's enough! Lightning orb!
We did it! My turn!
Raging cascade! Red!
This is broken!
Leave
Throw
it
it away!
Scion instant!
Throw away!
Eagle fly!
Raining flash! Eternal devastation! You're mine!
Here goes!
Raining slash! I still got a ways to go!
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be...
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
No further!
Sealed! This is
Rising Wyvern! I'm on!
Lightning
Here I come! You're mine! Roach's Fury!
In here!
Rising
Let's get you
Wyvern!
all Do it!
No escape! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that thing.
My lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Do it!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
With this, I can become even stronger.
No backing down! I'm like bait to them.
I owe you one!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Take this! In a bind?
You're finished! Blow away!
We are freaking invincible!
Ethan and the others truly are strong. What about me?
Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
It's
time! Blow
Lunar
away!
corruption!
Struck!
Not in your dreams!
Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo!
All right,
Eagle assault!
time.
Don't get complacent.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
No backing down!
First strike!
Lunar corruption!
Rising Wyvern! Blue escape! Soaring Light Spear! Rising
Do it!
First strike! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Glacial
Light
spear!
You're mine!
Watch this!
Blue escape! Eagle assault!
Do it!
Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
Guess I misread the landing.
Little help!
Take this! Rising Rocket! Strike! Force Flash! It's over! Rising Falcon! It's over! Swallow Dance! Here I come! What's this? Raining Distance! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! First Strike! Rising Falcon! You're finished! Thanks!
Now!
Rising Wyvern! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Rising Falcon!
Sleep now!
Strike!
Free Blazer!
Burn!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Swallow
Do it!
Dance!
Rising Orb!
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part!
Little help! Not in your dreams!
Raining Flash! Blow away!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because Rod's on.
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
What's that big tower over there?
You guys want to rest here?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
There are still so many creatures we don't know about.
Have you been writing stuff down about what we fight?
Yep. It's actually pretty fun to observe them from afar.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I don't blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about... We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit...
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No. When I decided to stop seeing the... I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Not this way, I guess. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Elde Menancia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got—
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on—
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I have—
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just...
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinaries.
Typical Renan.
Rinwell, I don't think—
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities. regardless of who.
Sure, no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other cities.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a... It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Orochi's Fury!
Take this. Enjoy.
He's dead! Right into I'm not done! Ignite!
Enemies weakened.
Who the hell are you? This ends now!
Eagle Fly. Here I go. It's
Take
over.
this.
Lightning.
You're mine!
Now
I'm not
Lightning
through.
on.
Enjoy.
No escape! Orochi's Fury! It's over!
Lightning
Take
hit.
this!
Thunder
Dragon
Here I
Shield!
go.
Take this.
First you're mine!
Enjoy.
Smash you!
I'll
Take
heal you
this.
all.
Dark Wind!
Arrow fall.
Right Freezing Sliver! This one's mine! You're finished! Orochi Fury!
Healing art!
Tectonic Poison!
Thank you.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought you were...
I'm fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Xion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Xion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Saar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Dahnans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renan district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Dahnan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Dahnans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Dahnans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Dahnans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings... It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, You might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionne's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo!
Look, Hootle! One of your buddies! Woo!
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Dahnan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quiet.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Dahnans in this realm, is it not? If
Shut
so,
your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Dahnans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Dahnan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, Leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadime!
Liberator Deadime! You are the true leader of this realm!
We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings!
The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up. Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadime said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadime.
This isn't Deadime's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feel so he could have a rooster rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Dahnans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Dahnans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zeugle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, When you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadheim, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy? Deadheim and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Viscent once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Dahnans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dahna as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.